Mr. Locke here, talking about mental health.
Do you mind if we record you for our video?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think of when you hear the term mental health?
Those with crippling mental conditions, such as certain types of psychosis, other not particularly nice mental conditions.
Well, I think if you break down those two words, it's the well-being of the mind, or it's the someone's own individual control or struggles with their own mental well-being.
Brain health.
I think of the way you think and like process things, and the way you have like feelings towards things.
I basically think of like how your state is, in the sense of like how you're doing psychologically, how you're doing relating to, how you're feeling, your emotions, how your brain is functioning, if everything, I guess, is going well. With mental health, there's also, obviously mental disorders that we've talked about before, like depression or anxiety or schizophrenia or anything like that. That's basically it, just the state of how you're doing, you know what I mean? Other than physically being fit. You have to be fit in your brain too, I guess.
People that need help.
How do you feel about the stigma around mental health?
What does that mean?
Like how the world perceives it, how most people go about when they...
I think that not enough people take it seriously as like someone like will be like, oh, like I have really bad anxiety. Like some people will just like push it off, but for other people it can be really serious.
It's unwarranted to a certain degree. Most of the conditions out there these days can be treated, and most people with them can go on to lead very healthy lives if given the proper medication and therapeutic treatment.
Bad?
I find it really, really upsetting. Like, I don't think that people have the right to judge you based on how you're doing, mentally, how your emotions are. I feel like that's a really personal thing, and people should be more accepting of that. And I feel like using these horrible stereotypes of people in the media or in movies or anything like that just perpetuates those to an extent that I can't even like describe, and as someone who has mental health problems myself, it can be pretty frustrating to see people saying like really stereotypical things about it.
Do you think badly of people with mental illnesses?
Not negatively against them, but emotionally, what's the word? That like, oh, I feel sad for you.
You like empathize with them?
Sure.
Not really. I do consider myself a lot more tolerant of people with potentially debilitating mental conditions, but then again, it's me considering something. It's me talking about myself.
So thinking badly of those folks, no. But I think there's certain parts of the mental health issue that are negative.
No.
Of course not, because I get there. I have empathy when it comes to it. Like, did you say, do I feel bad for it? I feel bad for people who don't know what types of things to do to help, help them function better, help them like get the help that they might need to feel better about themselves, or to be able to function, like I said, or just to be able to live a more unified life.
So do you have any health issues that you would like to share?
Yes, I do. I mean, other than physical health, I have had struggles with depression, minor social anxiety. I have borderline personality disorder, which has a pretty bad connotation in media right now. But basically, that's just something that I'd like to bring more awareness to, as it's actually one of the most common personality disorders one could have. It's even more common than schizophrenia or Alzheimer's disease.
Share in the video.
Nothing that I don't think anybody else has to some degree, one degree or another.
No. No.
I don't think I have any.
I'm gonna answer no because I haven't been diagnosed with any.
Okay.
I can bore you by speaking about my deficiencies. I have a horrible working memory. I don't remember large chunks of parts of my life, and that is something that affects my not day-to-day, sometimes day-to-day operations. I can seem a little flighty, and people would probably just say, oh, he's an art teacher, of course he's like that, he's just flighty. But I seriously, like, it's sad how much I've forgotten. So I've never been diagnosed, but who's to know? I honestly haven't been screened for it. So I couldn't tell you either way. I feel like my day in and day out ability to operate in a manner that I feel like I can be the person that I want to be and I can be happy, I feel like I'm capable of doing that.
Is there anything that you wish people knew about mental illness?
Cures. Then there won't be any mental disorders.
I just wish that some people would take it more into consideration than they do.
It's not as bad as most people think. I mean, the media loves to portray mental disease as some sort of debilitating thing, like nightmarish thing that turns good people into bad people. That's only if it's untreated. If you treat it, it really doesn't affect them as much as a lot of people thinks it does.
It's okay to reach out for help.
I feel like I know a fair amount, but I think people should know that regardless of what they think they know, they probably know closer to nothing. And they probably, unless they've been through it themselves, they probably don't really know what people are going through that are suffering from something. They might know someone who says that they get sad at times, they feel depressed. Do they know what it's like to be depressed? Do they know what it's like to have a panic attack, to have anxiety? Do they know what it's like to struggle in almost every subject area as a student? Or struggle in a specific one because of something that they can't prevent? They could spend all night studying. Some folks won't retain it. Some folks forget it. I'd be inclined to be that person. So I think what I wish people knew about mental health is that they probably don't fully understand it, and because of that, to keep an open mind when they're talking to someone who might have gone through something, or they're talking to someone and just spitting their opinions out that might affect someone that's not even in the conversation, someone that might overhear them. And just to be a little bit more sympathetic. I think that was the sound that meant I talked too long.